Welcome to episode 408 of the Red Dirt Agronomy Podcast. I am Dave Deacon. This week, we're talking with Jessica Wilcox about her journey from eastern Oklahoma to western Oklahoma to set up deep family roots. We'll get to our chat with Jessica in just a few minutes, but before we do, if you're new to the Red Dirt Agronomy Podcast, I'd like to welcome you and invite you to hit that subscribe button where you get your podcasts. And you should also know that you will be able to find all of the information we talk about on this episode and past episodes on our website, reddirtagronomy.com. Now let's kick things off with an official quick trip around the table for an introduction to the dream team of dirt and everything that grows from it. Let's start with Oklahoma State University Extension Cropping Systems Specialist.
We would get the 3-pack of spiral notebooks, and she's like, you didn't write anything last year, so why don't you use the one again?
Dr. Josh Lofton. And across from him is a postdoctorate in the Plant and Soil Sciences Department at Oklahoma State University.
Yeah, if you don't ever take notes, you can keep a notebook a long time.
Dr. Raiden Sherry. Now, with all of the formalities out of the way, let's kick the tires and light the fires on our conversation with Jessica Wilcox that we recorded on January 11th, 2025, while we were at the Oklahoma Wheat Commission's booth during the KNID AgriFest. So, without further ado, on to the episode. You are listening to the Red Dirt Agronomy Podcast. So it might have been the 20th last year.
I know I have been here since I was a junior in college.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, and that was 2005 or 6.
Right.
5 or
so
6.
yeah, I'm going to say probably.
Yeah.
Probably, well.
Last year was my first year, so
well,
I don't know.
Boring.
Since 1996.
Oh,
So 21
wow,
years.
Wow.
No, 19 years.
No, almost 30. We're almost 30.
49 years.
Yeah.
I graduated high school in 96, so
I was born in 96.
Coming up. Thanks. Well,
Now we feel old.
Yeah, thanks. Wow.
Always here to help.
That's why I keep everything so loud, because I'm so old, because I can't hear.
Wait, Josh, were you in 6th grade in 96? I was, because all mine corresponded. It was great. It was so easy.
Oh, yeah. Very nice.
Yeah. I think you were, because we were about the same age. Or pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you have a pen pal?
I did not.
So you have a trapper keeper.
Yes.
I did not. I was too poor, man. He has
loose paper and a string.
My mom would take my, we would get the 3-pack of spiral notebooks, and she's like, you didn't write anything last year, so why don't you use the one again?
Hey, I did that in college.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, if you don't ever take notes, you can keep a notebook a long time.
I'm telling you, I bought one my sophomore year, and I made it all the way through grad school with that same 3-ring. Yeah.
We are recording, aren't we?
Yeah,
Do we need a teleprompter?
Probably. I'm not used to this. Brian normally does this.
We couldn't stay on track anyways.
Mike's over there doing the Lord's work, making bread and cinnamon rolls, making sure everybody's happy around here. But we are over here doing the podcast, but we have an old alumni of the department, of the university.
Okay.
Known her for as long as I've known OSU. That's why don't we go with it that way? We've gone back a long ways.
But not as long as I have.
But not as long.
as I'm old.
As I knew her, Jessica Sheffield, before, but Wilcox now with Pinnacle Ag Insurance. But we wanted to talk a little bit about that. But again, I will bring up that myself and Jessica and then Brian's sister all worked undergrad together under Dr. Karen Hickman.
Oh, really?
So
we have the psychological scars to show.
And luckily, Jessica doesn't have to go to campus every day and see Karen remind them of how bad they were, because that's my life.
We actually had Karen on an episode, and boy, the two of them. I mean,
those were the days. Let me tell you.
Oh boy,
our office was electric.
It was something. So, but now tell us a little bit about. Did you get right into the insurance game right coming out of school, or
I did not. Clint did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Clint was an adjuster for since right out of college, and he worked for RCIS back in the day for a couple years. Weathered the massive disaster that was 2007's wheat crop, Horrible year. We did not see him. We were newlyweds. I didn't see him for like a month and a half.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it was fun. But
It's great.
yeah. Way to start off marriage. But he did that. He adjusted for a couple years, and then my dad's broker, commodity broker of all people, was moving from the grain side of CGB into the crop insurance side whenever they were developing this new diversified insurance program back in the day, like literally back in the day. And they were like, well, my dad was talking to this guy and said, oh, yeah, my son-in-law does some adjusting. And that guy was like, hey, does he want to sell insurance? And Dad's like, I don't know, call him.
Yeah.
And the rest was history. And funny thing is, Oklahoma's loss ratios are pretty rough. Not as bad as Texas, but we're pretty rough. And the company that we started with, like they had a meeting like literally 2 weeks after they hired Clint. And we're like, we don't want Oklahoma and Texas. And they were like, Jeff was like, well, we got one. So I worked for actually the assessor's office in Major County for about 4.5 years. I have seen every inch of Major County.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
But it was interesting.
Yeah.
I got to meet a lot of people and make good contacts, and it was fun to know your new home.
Right.
It's a good way to get to know your new county. 10 out of 10, don't recommend.
Bit different back east.
But the rainfall difference is there. I do miss it.
Because you're originally from the east side of the state.
I'm a Muskogee County kid.
Yes.
And grew up in a very wet Arkansas river bottom where we dealt with mud 24/7. This is the 90s. I mean, it rained and it rained and it rained. But it was great. We learned to drive tractors in the mud, and let me tell you, if I'm stuck, it is bad. And then I married Clint, and I was like, it's a desert.
Where's the rain? I practiced all this mud driving, and now I don't get to do it.
Right. And it was really dry, the growing season of 2006, and then at harvest, it just got stupid wet.
Yeah. And
I remember I was flabbergasted that my in-laws owned a combine that wasn't a mud hog.
Yeah.
It's like, who does that? Right? And then I remember we had to follow that combine around with a big 4-wheel drive tractor to pull it out.
Yep.
Oh, it was miserable.
Yeah.
And then it quit raining in 2010-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not really sure, other than a couple of years, this has ever really started again.
Yeah. We had
15 was wet.
maybe 1 or 2 big rains.
Yeah, 15 was really wet. 19 was obviously stupendously wet in the spring. But other than that, it was just dry. Very dry.
Yeah.
And so I came on the crop insurance in 2009 is when I came over. No, that's wrong. 2010 or 11. Time flies. And we just grew the agency. And now I've got clients from the Texas, North Texas, all the way up to Hays County and Kansas and Alma, Arkansas, clear to the Panhandles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a big range.
It's a big range. It keeps me very busy. But the hope of it, whenever we were growing the business, was to diversify. And if one side had a bad year, the other would have a good year.
Right.
And that worked really good until the last 3 years.
It was just all bad.
Yeah.
The variability of rain and the timeliness of it has been the main story. You never know when and where, and if it will be timely or if it's just going to be down the river.
Yeah.
Either any of them. Pick your river. Washita, the Arkansas, the Cimarron. You just never know. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, climate. But the weather pattern we feel has changed. We need a Pinatubo, Mount Pinatubo. Is that the big? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a Krakatoa. If one of those will go off again and give us some aerosols, I think it'll help everything. That's my story. Tonga helped. That was a nice little relief.
So tell us about your move to the northwest part of the state, and then starting the farm with Clint and growing the farm with Clint.
So we met in college.
Right.
Got married right out, literally we graduated from college on I think the 5th of May or 7th of May and got married on the 12th.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I saw no point in paying rent on a little house in Fairview. So they're like, let's just get this done. It was before wheat harvest. And,
right,
and
yeah.
if you marry a wheat farmer, you get married
You
before
gotta
or
work it
after.
in.
Exactly.
Yep.
And back then, Clint and I were farming, we had 2 farms right after we got married.
Yeah.
both horrible. And you get what you get, like scraps, right, when you start off. Thankfully, not farming either one of those anymore, but the farm has just grown tremendously in the last 10 years to the point where, you don't take everything.
Right.
Okay, sorry, guy, I love you, but we can't do this. And it's been interesting with the management of, like, my in-laws. They're involved. They farm too. And we farm alongside. Like, we farm with them on a few farms, but I would call it more alongside. Yeah. But it's great. They're wonderful people, and I can't imagine doing it without them because it takes a family.
Oh, yeah.
And then it takes hired hands on top of that. We are so diversified. We're growing so many different crops when it rains that, and then you have the cattle on top of that. It just keeps us hopping. Yeah. And then the insurance company, that's a whole nother thing. Yeah. And then a 6-year-old.
Well, there's that.
Yeah, there's that too. So I don't have time to catch my breath anymore. But going from eastern to western Oklahoma, like when I moved to Fairview, everybody was still using small, like, little wheat trucks and gleaners. And nothing against gleaners. Right. But, I told Clint, I was like, why are we not using semis? And they won't work out here. Pretty sure they will. And 2 years later, we're rocking the semi. Yeah. And we still use the little, tandems. But, 3 years later, we have a fleet. Yeah. And then we have the commercial trucks come in because that's the yield that we strive for. Wow. You can get by. You can't get by anymore growing 35 and 40 bushel wheat. It just doesn't work. We don't have any oil income. Like, that's nothing that my generation is going to see. Right. So you got to do it without. And I'm not saying it works 24/7 because there are years like 2024 that's going to bite. Oh, yeah. But, it was, I think I was able to bring a little bit of that Eastern Oklahoma mentality because we were in Eastern Oklahoma, you farm less acres, but you're farming it so much more intensively. Yeah. And you're like, we would deliver our grain to the Port of Duncan, which is out between Wagner and Coweta, or Catoosa, or Weber's Falls. Yeah. And that's a good 45-minute drive from Fort Gibson. Oh, yeah. And you got that's turnpike or major highway. You don't want to just crater, So I feel like I was able to bring a little bit of the more forward thinking. And I'm not that Clint said agronomic genius. So I'm just like, whatever. Tell me where to sign. But he worked so hard. Yeah. I was talking to a local agronomist, wonderful guy, and he was giving me a hard time about foot blight in our wheat. And I was like, what is he talking about? I'm like, racking my brain. He's like, because Clint's always out there walking it.
Now, I did get to tag along with Clint. A couple of years ago, I videoed with Clint for the Oklahoma Wheat Commission, and I was there when he put the seed in the ground, and I got to be there whenever he harvested, and it was neat to see that progressive farmer very intent on the end game yield, even whenever he was planting in a field that he said it's been no-till so long that he may have to do something a little bit different because it's too good almost. And so I'd never heard that, but I trusted what he was saying because he knew that ground and a very intense guy, very forward thinking and very purposeful in the crop that he was working on.
Yes, very few. And I'm not saying that there's a lot that do, but man, nobody overthinks it more than Clint. I am not even kidding. And that was a bad year, wasn't it? A drought year, like 22, so. 23.
Yeah.
Junk wheat.
Yeah.
Junk wheat.
Yeah.
Awful,
Right.
Embarrassing. I mean, Clint was like, they have that nasty wheat on that video playing. Nobody had good wheat that year, Clint.
That's the thing. It was a rough year all across the state. But whenever I was talking with the Wheat Commission, I said, this has to be, the folks out there need to see the way it really is. It's not going to be all golden grain every year. No. And turned out that year wasn't necessarily that. But that's part of being an Oklahoma wheat farmer.
Is feast or famine.
Exactly.
And I hate that. Okay, so in the insurance, I get to see trends. Yeah. And I get to see statewide, like what's working, what's not working. And you can almost count since 2000, I don't know, 7 every 4 years having just a junk crop,
Right.
Drought. And then all of a sudden you had 22. I'm like, oh, well, 23 would be better. And 23 was worse.
Yeah.
And that was just kind of unheard of. And then you guys, 24 was razor close to being almost a horrible crop too. We had everything from, I think we had one field made 26 last year and one made 86.
Wow.
So it's just the rain. It's how the rain fell.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
we're spread out enough that one place can catch a rain and obviously the others miss it, and
Right.
vice versa. And it's just the cotton this year, same thing. Some of it was insured out, and some of it made over like almost $2 billion an acre. Dry land.
Holy cow.
Yes.
Dry land? Wow.
Rain. Whoever caught the rain.
Yeah.
That, and if the soil, like you said, on the no-till.
Yeah.
Like we feel like we've gotten a pretty good organic layer.
Yeah.
And our organic matter and our is just way up there now.
Right.
Well, there's still work to be done.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But we feel like the long-term no-till is where it needs to be. Now if we can just capture and keep
Right.
and not let that organic matter run off or float off.
Right.
This is like one of those was a creek bottom. It will float away, but it hasn't done that in, I don't know, since 2007.
I was going to say, it has to rain to make it float.
Yeah. Clint and I were even married yet, and I helped his dad replace fence on this half mile of creek bottom, and it washed it out like 3 months later, and we did it again. And it hasn't rained since then, really. I mean, like, it's just stupid.
Because you built it that much better.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, we're going to go with that.
Didn't do it right the first time. You have to go do it again.
Right, it was miserable. But yeah, so Clint's very intense. He's going to, so, I don't know if you guys, Josh, I know you're familiar with the spraying conditions that we deal with in Oklahoma, especially western Oklahoma. Clint pulls a lot of all-nighters because that's when conditions tell you to go spray. And he'll be on the phone with several other guys across the state, and they're all out there doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And that's so great.
Yeah.
These producers, farming can be a lonely business.
Oh, yeah.
But if you have that network, like that's gold.
Yeah.
Have somebody that you're not even competing with, like they're in a different region, but you can feed off of, or my favorite is when they compare prices on inputs, and then they like call back their co-op manager or nutrient guy. I'm like, hey, you're way off. That makes them really
Trying
happy.
to cheat me.
Oh, I had one. I was at a co-op manager's office one day, and he was like, "They're just beating me up on these prices." I'm like, "Can you blame him? It was like 2018 or 2020, and things were horrible." And I'm like, "Dude,
Yeah.
they can't make any money. They can't spend any here, Like this is how it goes."
And the bigger thing is impressing Clint. If you can impress Clint, you've done some things.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I have more than one time been sitting in Brian's office being like, well, I think Clint likes this, but I don't know how Jessica's going to like it.
Right.
So,
Right.
we got to impress both of them before things get done.
You guys laugh, but so Clint and I, both being agronomists by trade, those are very interesting conversations. And I feel so bad for the people that, like, if we're entertaining and have people over and like things devolve into somebody asks Clint an agronomic question, whew, gets deep real fast.
How much you want to know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Tell me when to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It can happen.
Yeah, he's but you have to be. Like, you have to make it work at this point. And I love me some Jimmy Emmons. Like, he's one of my favorite people, and he does such amazing work. And anything, like, my goal, so I always think of Jimmy as like the moon that you like shoot for.
Right.
And then if you just land a little short, you're still like doing so much better.
Yeah.
So that's how I always think of it. Like, Jimmy might be like the nth degree, and I can't really make that work on my farm, but if I can do something kind of like it and just bring a little bit of it in,
Right.
you keep a green root.
Yeah.
Do a cover crop when conditions allow. Obviously no-till. That would be the no-brainer. Make sure and keep that soil shaded. Check your microbiome. Like, just small things.
Yeah.
So
I would. Clint's gonna like for that. But if you know Clint, he likes to run for a lot. he's very growly.
Well, so the most interesting thing is, when we had that big flush of cotton, and you talked about it, that big flush through North Central. What was that conversation like of, I think we're going to get in the cotton business?
I was excited because I honestly, before I met Clint, I thought I'd end up in Southwest Oklahoma working in the cotton business.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of the thing.
Oh, yeah.
It was interesting. Very highly managed. Much more my wheelhouse from Eastern Oklahoma. So I was excited to grow cotton. I still like to grow. I think it's beautiful. It's a beautiful crop. I wish it was worth something.
Yeah.
I hate to, like, my jeans stretch like everybody else's do now, and I hate that because it's polyester.
Yeah.
It's a bad word, but at the same time, like, it's what you can buy. You can't hardly get the. I say that they say like the new Levi's are back to the '90s, but life happens. I haven't tried those on yet. Maybe later. Momhood.
Well, so to that end, talk about, and we talked about this in the video with the Wheat Commission. What's it like growing that next generation in rural America, in Major County, in the town of Fairview?
So Fairview is an amazing community.
Yeah.
Very small town, but great school system.
Yeah.
Tralee had the luxury of being in Miss McGolden. So Jackie McGolden's pre-K class last year. And if you know Jackie, she's won all kinds of Ag in the Classroom accolades. Just amazing, amazing educator. And then, Vince retired finally this past, literally a few days ago. And the McGoldens were wonderful. And Jackie really facilitated the love of Ag and helped Tralee figure out that this is what Daddy does and not everybody's daddy does this.
Yeah.
But Tralee will sit there and she'll tell you the aphids are eating somebody's wheat. And she was telling me something. She saw a yellow plant that's deficient.
Oh wow.
I think we're.
Wow.
I'm worried about her future dating life.
Stress. That's the future.
She knows her stuff. She listens. They're sponges at that age. And she listens to what Clint's conversations are and with his buddies, and it comes back up. You're going to hear it again. But she's smart. She loves to go out there and look around. And we hosted some Italians. Was it last winter? I think it was last March. And she loved that. She kept calling them Hawaiians. When they talk to the Hawaiians, they're Italian. But she was very listening to them and asking me what they said. I'm like, well, my Italian's awful, so I don't know. But she knows. She's starting to put things together globally, and she'll let me show her pictures. I follow a bunch of those guys on Instagram, and what are their tomatoes?
Oh yeah,
she's put that together with pizza.
Yeah,
she hates pizza, but we like pizza,
right?
And she knows the better. She's an agronomist kid.
Yeah,
poor girl, and a farmer's kid, and. She'll tell you about insurance and mommy being busy, and it's a busy time of year, and so she plays soccer, and with the drought this past year, there were literal cracks this wide in her soccer field.
Wow! And
she was like, "Mommy, why are there big cracks like this?" I'm like, "Honey, they're in the fields too. It's because it's dry." And so she started trying to put together drought. Yeah. In a 6-year-old vernacular. That went about as good as you would expect. But she's they listen. They're little sponges.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see if she's going to be. She wants to be a St. Jude doctor too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She watches those little commercials.
I was going to say they do have a pretty good impact on that.
Man, she just breaks her heart.
Oh yeah.
So between that or farm, she wants to be a farmer some days, and then some days she wants to be a princess. So I really.
Who said you can't be all three?
I was going to say wrap them all together.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fun. How old are yours now?
They will be 10 next month.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How's that?
Oh, it's an adventure. It's an adventure. Talk about that sponge. They absorb everything.
Do they have opinions on what you wear yet?
No, not me.
No.
They're like, Daddy's just going to wear t-shirt and shorts.
On you.
That's how it is. But I will say Savannah is very princess, very concerned about how she looks, and Molly's more like me, and she's like, Dad, I'm
t-shirt and jeans.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
And it's worked out that way pretty well, but
no, it's fun. So on Josh, when I worked with Josh way back in the day doing some rangeland research, one of his hypothesis he was postulating was something about he had to wear these spiked shoes out on the range.
Yeah.
It looked miserable.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
We laughed at him and laughed at him. Whatever came of that?
Nothing worked.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Your hypothesis was wrong.
It was wrong. As is some of the ones I still make today. But that's okay.
Considered maybe the problem's you.
It was the best because he's out there like walking around these spiked shoes on this rangeland.
I will have to say,
was it like an aeration study?
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I will have to say the spike shoes were Hickman's idea, not my idea.
You wanted to have like a gator pulled aeration tool or something?
Well, no, I wanted to, the worm plugs things, right? So I was like, how does that work, and how well will it work on native grasses and not turf grasses?
Yeah.
And she's like, you know what we could do? I've seen these spike shoes that you can put on, and I'm like,
so you're just high-stepping around.
It is high-stomping.
Literal high-stepping.
Through cross timbers out on the range.
That you can't. You're getting whacked with a cedar branch every once in a while.
And of course, if there's ever a lightning in the area, you're the most grounded person with the grounding rods in the ground there, buddy.
And the joke was on us because my little cohort, we were counting nodes on Ceresia, which was just as bad.
Yeah,
it was
that
miserable.
does not sound fun either.
If you've ever tried to count nodes on a Ceresia plant, like, you're gonna. I don't know what our statistical variation was, but it had to be like, I don't think it was usable. It was so bad, so bad.
Well, Jessica, thank you so much for going on with us and
fun.
just sharing life and
life in the western frontier.
Yeah,
You know
there you
what's funny? Okay, so there's where Gloss Mountain State Park is. Okay, so when I was a kid, we'd go snow skiing in New Mexico. And they would make us, we'd hit the Gloss Mountains around 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock. And they would make us all get out and run up and down a mesa. Like, I know. And that, because it would wear us out. Because there were 3 of us that were my age. And then there was 5. We call them the little boys. They're all like 35 now.
Yeah.
But they were all within a year of each other. And run up and down the mesa.
Wow.
That way we'd get rid of some energy.
Yeah.
And I never thought I'd live out here by him.
And now she just lives on the
I
mesa.
know, pretty much. And now you can see it from my backyard. So go figure.
And she thinks about the days she used to go run those mesas.
Right.
And now you know how many snakes are there.
I was going to say,
It was winter. It was always February because you're exactly right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's the part about it.
I remember the days that you could run up the mesa.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
legit. Growing up in Eastern Oklahoma, we have snakes. We have
for sure.
copperheads and water
copperhead.
moccasins, and they're always there. But the rattlesnakes, we've had 3 or 4 in the yard in the last 10 years. It's like 3 or 4 too many. I guess they warn you at least.
Yeah.
But they sound like bumblebees, like those little prairie rattlers. Like you think there's a bumblebee buzzing around, and it's down here at your feet.
Yeah.
So weird. So weird. But anyway,
Very
it was
cool.
fun. Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for listening in on this conversation of the Red Dirt Agronomy Podcast. And if you'd like to join the next discussion, leave us a message on our website, reddirtagronomy.com. Or you can send us a tweet. Our handle is reddirtag. We would all like to thank Jessica Wilcox for joining us on the podcast this week. And again, if you get a chance, head over to our website, reddirtagronomy.com, to find out all of the information you could ever want to know about all of our guests and any of the resources that they discussed today or on previous podcasts. For Dr. Josh Lofton and Dr. Radon Sherry, I am Dave Deacon, and we all want to thank you for listening. The proceeding is a copyrighted recording of Ag Now Media, LLC, 2025. And yes, all rights are reserved.